All right, today we're looking at lesson 8-5. So I'll put that up there. And 8-5 is about customary units. So that means the measurements that we use in the United States. And we're going to look at volume today. So just like metric system has length and volume, so does the customary system, has length and has volume. All right, for volume, let's talk about the units of measurements that we use. So we use gallons, and gallons is abbreviated like gal. We use quarts, and quarts is abbreviated QT. We use pints. Pints is abbreviated with PT. And we use cups. And cups is abbreviated with just a C, a little c, small c. All right, so these are going from largest amounts to smallest. All right, so some of the best ways to look at this is let's go ahead and just look at what all of this would equal. So if I had 1 gallon, 1 gallon would equal 4 quarts. 1 gallon also equals 8 pints, which means 4 quarts equals 8 pints, which also equals 16 cups. So 1 gallon is 16 cups, but 4 quarts is also 16 cups, and 8 pints is also 16 cups. So if I had 1/4 of a gallon, so now if 1 gallon was 4 quarts, so now I only want 1/4 of it. So if I take a gallon and I cut it into fourths, so I'm going to go down a little bit on my page here, and I'm going to draw a picture for this. So if I have, and I'm just going to say that this container right here is 1 gallon. So if 1 gallon is 4 quarts, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's 4 quarts. So if I want 1/4 of a gallon, so I only want 1/4 of it, then that's only going to be 1 quart. Now 1 quart, so if 4 quarts equals 8 pints, then again we're going to cut this into 4 because we're going 4 quarts to 1 quart, so we divided by 4 here. So we're going to divide 8 by 4, and we're going to find out that that equals 2 pints, which is the same as, again, we want to always divide by 4. Even here we divided by 4. 1 divided by 4 is 1/4. 16 divided by 4 is 4 cups. So 1/4 of a gallon, this picture down here, equals 1 quart, which equals 2 pints, which equals 4 cups. 1/8 of a gallon, so now we would split this into even smaller pieces. And if we use that same idea, we would be dividing by, from the top one, divide by 8. 1 divided by 8 is 1/8. So 4 divided by 8 would be 4/8, but that's really the same as 1/2 of a quart. Okay, 8 divided by 8 is 1 pint, and 16 divided by 8 is 2 cups. Now, what if I wanted to do half of a gallon? Think about that. What would I divide 1 by to get a half? Did you figure out that you needed to divide it by 2? So 1 gallon divided by 2 is half of a gallon. So we go up to the top again. 4 quarts divided by 2 is 2 quarts. See if you can figure out how many pints and how many cups would we have. If you figured out 4, that's correct because 8 divided by 2 is 4. And if you figured out 8, that's correct because 16 divided by 2 is 8. So I can also look at this. If I have half of a gallon, all right, then that would equal 1, 2 quarts. So you can always use pictures. Like I say, I'm very big on pictures to help you with solving the problems. Okay. Your math homework is going to come from page 165 and 166 in Homework and Remembering. The top part is breaking it up. What fraction of a gallon is a quart? So we look at how many quarts there are in a gallon. So what fraction is that? Be careful with the word problems. Look at Caesar bought 2 bottles of juice that each hold 2 quarts and another bottle that holds 1.5 gallons of juice. How many quarts of juice did he buy? So we need to change that 1.5 gallons to quarts. Well, we already said that 1 gallon has 4 quarts and a half a gallon has 6 quarts. So 1.5 gallons, did I say 6? I meant 2. 1 gallon has 4. Half a gallon has 2, so altogether it's going to be 6 quarts. How many quarts of juice did he buy? So he had 2 bottles of 2 quarts each. So we have to do 2 times 2, 4. And then we need to add the 6 quarts in there to figure out that problem. So just watch for that in those problems. And then in our remembering page, when I get to it, page 166, we're going to go back and do some review of long division. Make sure you're showing your work. Some review of customary length, like how many inches are in 8 feet, and then a stretch your thinking question. This one's a pretty easy question, one that you'll be able to do pretty easily. All right, I'm going to write down the homework. Homework and remembering. Pages 165 and 166, all the problems. Okay. Drop in if you have questions in our help session or use other resources that we've provided you with.